Hi everyone, it's Jill Lancet in Greystanes in Sydney. How is everybody on this fine Sunday? Just a couple of bits to get out of the way. That's my online store if you'd care to shop with me and you are in Australia. If you need to contact me, that is my email address. This is the August host code that will end on the 31st of August. You can go to my YouTube channel. All of my social media links are on the opening page of my online store. So if you forget, just go there. You'll see them in the top corner. You can just click on them and it will take you straight to that media, be it my YouTube, my Facebook or whatever. I also do have in-person classes in Maryland. I have one this coming Saturday. I have a couple of vacancies. If you're in this area and you'd like to come, bookings are essential, so send me an email and I will send you back all the information you need to know about that. Now here is the new mini catalogue. It's not out yet. No, it's not out. That means I cannot show you what's inside. I can only show you the front cover and the glorious back cover. So that comes out, I think it's the 6th of September. 6th of September. So yeah, you will be able to see it online if you after the 6th of September, I should say. I just got tongue-tied. Anyway, today's card is mostly a technique to show you a different technique. And I'm all for testing stuff out all the time. And I bought this stamp set, as I said on Wednesday. I haven't really had much of a play with it. So I thought I'd give it another go. I thought Wednesday's card was really, really lovely. It was really pretty. If you're not sure what card that was, it was this card here. So yeah, go back and have a look how I made that if you're interested in that. It is the video before this one. But I'm experimenting with glossy photo paper. So I'm just going to pop that over there. Now, I just bought this online and it's meant to be printable. And it says instant dry, and it is. Trust me, you don't have a lot of time to work it or anything like that. But I just want to show you some of the, I've done some playing with this, and I just wanted to show you. Here is our basic white cardstock. Now, I'm going to hold this up. And I've done all these techniques on this basic white cardstock. So these are direct from the ink pad. And I'm going to hold up the photo paper and let you see the difference. Now, it's glossy for a start. That's the difference. It's glossy. But it's sort of, the detail is finer. If I can show you them together, the detail seems to be much finer. Here is this technique, which is also direct from ink pad, and this is how it turns out on the glossy photo paper. Now, I'm not sure if you can pick up what I can see. Then I stamped it, and it stamps differently. I mean, this is the same color, so it absorbs much more into the matte cardstock than it does into the glossy. This was neat re-inker using a brush, and here's the same on the basic white. It's quite a difference. Like the detail of the brush strokes are quite good there. This is, I spritzed this one with, oh, hang on, I spritzed the whole page with alcohol first, and then I added a couple of drops of re-inker, into a little dish, added some alcohol, and I'm talking about isocol alcohol, but I did spritz it with, this, I think this is like 100% alcohol, this one. But anyway, I spritzed it with that only because it was in a spritz bottle. So it's kind of given us this effect here. Here it is here. It looks very watercolory on the basic white. So that's re-inker mixed with alcohol, and I spritzed the cardstock with alcohol first. This one here is re-inker mixed with alcohol, and just used a brush. Now it grabs much faster on the photo paper and dries almost instantaneously. Here it is on here. It's very much like watercolor effect on the ordinary basic white cardstock. And the last one is simply water with re-inker, and just used a brush. Now this one, as I said, grabs and dries faster than this one here. And you can see this had a little bit of time to sort of mingle, dare I say. But anyway, the technique we're going to do today is this direct and some stamping. So I'll get straight into that. I like to experiment. I like to share those experiments, because if you are thinking of doing that, at least you've sort of seen the results first. So as I said, I got this printable glossy photo paper just online. It wasn't all that expensive. There's 50 sheets in there, and I've got everything ready. Now I did a video the other day. It was a bit of a, like I've already made it, but I was all over the place. I don't like that. So here is the card, but we are going to change that up just slightly. I thought the message kind of got lost in there. So I'm going to try another technique with masking. So here's our direct, from the ink pad direct to the glossy photo paper. And here's our stamping. And it's to me, it's not exactly what I expected, you know what I mean? But anyway, I've also had some glossy paper, just ordinary glossy paper. My family are in the printing trade, and they've given me a lot of bits and pieces over the years, so I had some glossy paper left over, but this is definitely this photo paper here. So I'm going to show you how I've created that, and I hope you give this a go. As I said, the glossy photo paper was not that expensive, so it's quick. I know I say that all the time, but it really is quick. So what I've done here is I'm using soft sea foam in the background. Now it grabs really fast on this paper, and it grabs even it from direct from the ink pad. So what I'm going to do is I'm tipping this upside down, because I've had an idea of something different again. So I want to put this down, and I'm putting it on the angle. So if you were, this is the paper, I'm putting it like that, so that I can drag the edge of the ink pad along. So I want to kind of maintain a straightish edge here, and I want it to fade off. I want it to just fade off. So I'm just going to turn the ink pad around, because as I said, it does really soak up. It really does grab and soak it up. So I'm trying to maintain a bit of a border here. It's not terribly straight, but anyway. Now, it's dry. It's dry already. So you can go over it, make it darker if you wish. I'm just going to make it just a little bit darker. Turn this around a bit. Maybe try and straighten up that edge. Or just make it crookeder. It doesn't matter. It's very forgiving, this this technique. So, yeah. So now we've got this, and I'm actually going to be using it this way. So there's more colour on this side than there is on that side. So the next thing I want to do is stamp my message, and then I'm going to do a masking trick that I'd seen. I really wanted to do this, and I hadn't really had the opportunity to do it thus far. So when this got kind of a little bit lost in there, I really wanted to try this technique. So, well, we're in this together. So now I want to put this on this side. Now bear with me. I hope that's straight. Now this can be a bit slippery when you're stamping on it, so just be aware of that. Just be careful. And there we go. Possibly a little bit crooked, but I'm going to take now a post-it note, and I'm going to re-stamp this. And then we're going to do some fussy cutting. And I'm stamping it on where the sticky side is. This is not sticky. This is sticky, not sticky. So I'm just going to pop that down. I'm going to stamp it, and then I'm going to do some fussy cutting around it. So this doesn't have to be perfect stamping. But now I'm going to fussy cut. And I'm sorry, but I'm taking you with me on the fussy cutting journey. Yeah, as much as I sort of not overly fond of fussy cutting, it's not hard, really. And, yeah, you can try and be perfect, but you really don't have to be. So I'm going very, very close to the stamping, and this has got this lovely little curlicue on the end of the K, which I'm going to come back and trim a little bit better when I get to the end here. And I'm going to go around the U a little bit. Okay. So I'm just going around the U. Now I want to, yeah, as I said, do this little curlicue a little bit better. So apparently I can't fussy cut and talk at the same time. Sorry about that. I hope you can see this. Okay, so there it is there. Okay, now, so I'm going to place this over, obviously, over the thank you. Now, it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. Close enough is good enough. And there you see it. So it's over my thank you. And now we can do the rest of our stamping. Now, a word of advice, this little bit is stuck. This will scratch. The surface of your glossy paper will scratch if you aren't careful. So the first thing I want to stamp, and I'm going to stamp this in, I'm pretty much sticking to the colours that I had the other day because I just liked them. I liked the way they looked. So I'm inking up the pot. And these are gorgeous. They're called Earthen Textures from this stamp set, Earthen Textures. So lovely. And yeah, I'm sorry it took me so long to have a play with them, but yeah, there were a lot of things, a lot of things happening around the place. So now I want to put this in this general area here, so where the ink fades a bit. So I'm going to put it down here like this. I think it's straight. Now don't forget, it can be a bit slippery. So just give that a second or two to grab. And it stamps so beautifully. Then I'm going to do my masking trick from the other day, where it's a straight line on the pot. So I'm just going to mask. Now, you don't want to mask it totally. You want to leave a little bit showing. And I'm pretty sure that much will be enough. You can still see the edges of the pot. So this first one I'm going to stamp in Pebble Path. It's a very fine. Now the detail comes out extremely finely on this particular paper. I couldn't believe how beautifully and fine it came out. So I'm just going to ink this all up in the Pebbled Path. I'm going to put this somewhat in the center of the pot. So here's the top of my pot, so I can see the top of my pot. I'm going straight over that thank you mask. And just hold that down for a second. Now this one I think I did 4 times, this particular branch, but look how fine the detail comes out. Isn't that beautiful? So another couple of times I'm going to stamp this. So another one over here, like that. Beautiful. And then a third one. The third one over here. So I'm trying to keep my stems within the edges of the pot. And then I'm going to fill it in with the other 2. So doesn't that look lovely? So fine, the detail on this one. I really can't get over that. So I'm going to clean that. And then we'll do our next lot. Now, I haven't placed my pre-order yet for items from that new catalogue, but I will be doing it probably today or tomorrow at some point. And yeah, hopefully I'll have some products and some samples to show you next week. Now I'm doing this one in Old Olive, and I'll give you the measurements of these. I forgot to give them measurements, so as soon as I've done this I'll give you the measurements. So now you can, I think I did 2 of these in one of the other samples, so we might just do one, have it coming out like that. And then we'll do the wheat one. And then we'll see. We might need to put some more in there. But I'm going to do this one in the wild wheat. So I'm just inking that up. Sorry, I keep forgetting there's a camera somewhere. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp this one up. Try and make sure that that's in the confines of the pot. Give that a second to connect. And it just adds another little dimension of colour. Now, when I remove this, it will look so much better, as you can see. Now I'm going to remove the mask on the thank you, and you can see what that looks like. Now, I was going to give you the measurements. The photo paper, I don't know what size it comes in. Oh, here we go. It comes in 10.2 millimetres by 15.2 millimetres. Now, I've cut this down to 13.5 by 9.5, okay? The backing piece, which is in old olive, is 14.3 by 10 centimetres this way. And that fits on our standard card, just like that, with a nice little border all the way around. So now let's get this mask off here. I'm going to use my craft knife. Now be very careful, because as I said, this can scratch very easily. So just going to lift that up, and you'll see how that makes that message stand out much better than this. And it was a simple thing to do. It was just a piece of post-it note. So anyway, let's get this card finished. But this is the glossy paper. If you've just joined us, it's the glossy paper, and it creates a very different look. You can't rub out. A couple of marks there, and I tried to erase them. No, forget that. It doesn't work. So now we're going to use some... I'm just going to use some... This is Stamp and Seal, but it's in an old container. It's just the ordinary Stamp and Seal, not the Stamp and Seal Plus. This is our beautiful linen thread, and I'm just going to catch that into the adhesive here. It's very sticky. And I'm just going to wind that around a couple of times to where I think it's going to look really nice. Now you don't want to do it too hard, because you will bend the card. So I always like to sort of do it in a random cross like that, and maybe have this last one over here somewhere. Just to give it a bit more interest. We've got a bit of texture happening. I've got an extra bit of texture and interest. I'm just going to snip that off. Now that's secured now. That's secured, so it's not going anywhere. I want to make a bow, and I want to also secure that. Now, if you don't like how this is sort of like springy, and this bow here I left springy, so if you don't like that look, the easiest way is to just get your snips, your scissors or whatever, just pull out the length that you need and just run that against the bow, the blade I mean, and it just takes that kink out of it a little bit. So I'm going to tie myself a bow with the old rabbit ears, and then we can attach that with another glue dot. Now, I love this linen thread. I mean, it goes with everything, anything. It goes with anything. And it just adds that little something, something, if you know what I mean. Now, there still is a bit of spring left in these little tails here. Now, if you don't want them, and I'm going to snip that off. But if you just pull that a couple of times and stretch it, and you should be able to get the springiness out of that. So now I want to attach that, and I think I'll pop it in there like that, I think. So we need a glue dot. And what I normally do is I normally put the bow onto the glue dot, peel that off, and then I usually twist that back on itself. Now, I don't know where my take your pick tool is at this point in time. But anyway, look, I'm going to put that on there like that and just press that down. Now that's also going to hold those threads on this side as well. So now I'm going to attach this to our old olive piece. Again, I'm going to be just using the Stamp and Seal Plus. It's quick. It's like a dry adhesive. It's great if you're traveling. You don't have to worry about liquid anywhere. But yeah, some people have a love-hate relationship with it. I used to, but I've gotten better at it. Now I just want to make this little border all the way around. Let me just check it. Hang on. Now, if you don't push it down really hard, you can still move it around. But what I like to do is, I think I better do it this way. Yep, that's better. I like to just lay one edge down, check it, and then pop it down like that. Now, this card's just about finished. I do want to put a message on the inside, and to go with our thank you theme, I'm going to put, if I can find it, what have I done with it? Oh dear. How do things just disappear from this desk? Oh, here it is. Look, it's stuck to that. Okay, stop looking. Hadn't disappeared at all. As I like to say, operator error. So I'm going to do this in the old olive again to tie the outside, the front of the card in with the inside. Now I'm doing this before I put the card together, because if I muck this up, I can show you the trick that I'm going to use. So I'm going to pop this in here, and I trust that's straight. Now if I really mucked this up, what I can do now is turn my card inside out, re-stamp the inside of the card, and then glue this straight over the top of that, and nobody needs to know that there's an error underneath there. But that looks okay to me, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it twice. So I'm just going to pop this on again. I'm going to use the Stamp and Seal. And you don't need a lot of this. I probably use more than everybody else because of that. The fact that I'm normally a liquid glue person. So I'm checking to see that my card is going the right way. I'm just laying that on there. I know that it's not a very big border. And there we go. Now I'm just going to pop all this stuff out of the way, and we'll have a look at these two side by side. They are very slightly different, and I shall point out the differences. So this was the first one I made, and I just stamped that straight over everything else. And I felt, well, you can see it kind of got a little bit lost. This one I used a mask over the thank you, and then I continued stamping the foliage over the top of that, and it's created a little bit of a leeway, a border. But anyway, let me know which one you prefer, whether you prefer the unmasked sentiment or the masked sentiment. And yeah, have a go at that little bit of masking and see if you can utilize that in some of your stamping. It might just be one of those techniques or tricks that, yeah, you find very, very useful. Anyway, have a lovely week. I'll see you on Wednesday. And there's all my details. There is tonight's cards. And, yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about this glossy paper. And as I said, I just got it online. Stampin' Up! They used to have a glossy paper, but they don't anymore. So, yeah, see where you can find it, and let me know how you go. Okay, thank you. Thank you for spending some time with me again. I really do appreciate it. And do give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and share these videos if you think somebody else would be interested. Thank you. Have a lovely Sunday. Bye.